All right, everybody, this is old Rick here. I'm at a nice park here in Houston. Been real busy this week. So, without further ado, Alabama, Florida is by far the best game um, this week. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been trying to give Florida every benefit of the doubt. But, there's not a whole lot I can come up with. One thing I do think is interesting is that you're going to have the two best minds going at it. You got Charlie Weiss, who is by far the best offensive mind in the SEC, going against Nick Saban, who is by far the best defensive mind in the SEC. That's going to be interesting. I know y'all say Kirby Smart knows something, but it's Saban's defense. We all know that. Arkansas fans can be saying, "Why Charlie Weiss? Man, he's not as good as Petrino." The man's won Super Bowls. He's coached in the pros for 2 decades. He knows his stuff, and he's seen defenses that don't. This Alabama defense is probably can't even hold jocks to some of the defense he's had to coach throughout his time in the pros. But on the flip side of that, he probably never has an offense as ill-equipped to handle as good a defense it is that Saban's going to have, if I'm making any kind of sense. So I don't think the defense itself, I don't think Charlie Weiss is going to be intimidated by that. I know he's going to have something for him, but I don't know if he's going to have the horses to make that happen like he had in the pros. Florida's receivers, I don't think they're going to intimidate Bama much. I think that's going to give them a lot of leeway, try to stop Rainey and Demps, who, Rainey shouldn't even be playing anymore anyway. But that's another topic. So I'll take Bama. I think they'll win double digits. I'll say 10 points, a touchdown and a field goal. Anything can happen in the swamp. But, for Florida to win, and everybody's been saying this, I don't have any more insights into Florida having to stop the run and then making, McCarron beat them. But until somebody stops their running backs, I'm just going to keep saying they're going to have to prove me wrong one of these weeks, because I'm not going to doubt Richardson and Lacey. Auburn, South Carolina, hang it up, Auburn fans. South Carolina is after your ass this week after last year's 2 beatdowns. Well, one was a good solid beatdown in the SEC championship game. The other one was a close game. I'll take that one. I do think Ole Miss is going to go out there and get drummed at Fresno State. One of my buddies that played for a school out there said he went to Fresno State one time and they were throwing Coke bottles and beer bottles and all. He said that was the most intimidating place he's ever played. So I thought that was interesting. But that place is pretty intimidating. And the Bulldogs of Fresno State have beaten some real quality opponents. So I'll take them. LSU and Kentucky, whatever. I don't know how bad LSU's going to beat them, because I don't know what they're going to be tinkering with and when they're going to call off the dogs. But I just don't think Kentucky has anything to answer LSU with. Going back to the Florida-Alabama game, if the halftime stats say Alabama's got I don't know what would be a bad rushing half, 50 yards rushing, I might be interested and think Florida might make a game out of it. I do think Florida's offense, like I said, because of Weiss, is going to be better prepared for Alabama's defense. But and another thing I forgot to mention earlier was I was listening to Feinbaum this week, and McElroy came on there, and he said of all that defense of Muschamp was pretty tough when he played against Texas. He said they were very disciplined, schemed well, and all that. So Muschamp's probably going to bring something to Florida on the defensive side that they hadn't had quite in a while. But, at the end of the day, you're going to have Master Yoda against one of his little Jedi Knights, and I don't think any of these Saban proteges are going to beat him anytime soon. I mean, these games turn into chess matches. They all do. And I think Saban's so far ahead of his proteges, his apprentices, that I mean, yeah. But that's just how I see it. Y'all take it easy and have a good Friday night. Sorry I didn't get to y'all sooner. Remember, my email is, our email is secwestdudes@live.com. And y'all have a